Now we are discussing about academics. In that today we are discussing about International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund is a major financial agency of the United Nations and an international financial institution headquartered in Washington DC, consisting of 190 countries. What is the International Monetary Fund to do? The IMF is an organization of 189 member countries that works to foster global monetary cooperation, secure financial stability, facilitate international trade, promote high employment and sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty around the world. And in India, next point is India a member of IMF? India is a founder member of the IMF. India has not taken any financial assistance from the IMF since 1993. Repayments of all the loans taken from International Monetary Fund have been completed on May 31st, 2000. And next point is, does IMF give away money? What kind of financial assistance does the IMF offer? Unlike development banks, the IMF doesn't lend for specific projects. Instead, the IMF provides financial support to countries. So, it provides financial support to countries hit by crisis to create breathing room as they implement policies that restore economic stability and growth. And next point is, who gives money to IMF? The money the IMF loans to its members on its best or on non-concessional terms comes from member countries, mainly through their payment of quotas. Next point is, what are the three main functions of IMF? Main functions. The IMF employs three main functions: surveillance, financial assistance, and technical assistance to promote the stability of the international monetary and financial system. And next point is, which 7 countries are not part of the IMF? 14 countries are which 7 countries are not part of the IMF? The 7 countries that are not IMF members are Cuba, East Timor, North Korea, Liechtenstein, Monaco, Taiwan, and Vatican City. These are the small countries, so that it is not having membership in IMF. And next point is, what is the rank of India in IMF? RBI governor is the alternate governor at the IMF. India's current quota in the IMF is SDR, that is special drawing rights, 5,821 millions, making it the 13th largest quota holding country at IMF and giving it shareholdings of 2.44%. Next point is, what is the role of IMF in India? The International Monetary Fund aims to reducing global poverty, encouraging international trade, and promoting financial stability and economic growth. The IMF has 3 main functions, that is overseeing economic development, lending, and capacity development. Which country takes? Next point is, which country takes most loan from IMF? Argentina is the biggest debtor to the IMF with a total outstanding debt of $42.2 billion. The country has had a long troubled relationship with the IMF, with a history of equality, spectacular fallouts and bailouts. And next point is, how does IMF make profit? The IMF resources mainly come from the money that countries pay as their capital subscription when they become members. Each member of the IMF is assigned as a quota based broadly on its relative position in the world economy. Countries can then borrow from this pool when they fall into financial difficulty. And next point is, does IMF help poor countries? The IMF provides broad support to low-income countries through policy advice, capacity building activities, and concessional financial support meaning it is provided at below market interest rates. Concessional support through the Poverty Reduction and Growth Trust, that is PRGT, is currently interest free. And next point is what is the difference between World Bank and IMF? Their approaches to achieving these shared goal are complementary. The IMF focuses on macroeconomic and financial stability, while the World Bank concentrates on long-term economic development and poverty reduction. And next point is what is the headquarter of IMF? Washington DC, United States. The International Monetary Fund headquarters, IMF Institute training at headquarters, Washington DC, United States. And next point is what are the 5 goals of the IMF? At a broad level, IMF engagement on the SDGs is aligned with the 5 SDC pillars of people, prosperity, planet, peace and partnership. Who controls World Bank? The organizations that make up the World Bank group are owned by the governments of the member nations, which have the ultimate decision-making power within the organizations on all matters, including policy, financial or membership issues. Where is the World Bank located in India? The New Delhi office and World Bank Public Information Center in India are located at 70 Lodi Estate in New Delhi, that is 110003 pin code in India. That is the information regarding International Monetary Fund. It gives so much of support to so many countries to provide financial support. Wishing you all the best.